On today's show, Barb and I are going to make a bourbon chicken. It's Asian style with rice and veggies. Now we have a lot of really good spices. We have some lemon juice and garlic and soy sauce and all these spices you see. So let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Diabetic Diet Show. And here's Barb with the question of the day.
Do you like lemon? If you like lemon, give a thumbs up.
Let's start out with the rice. That always seems to take the longest. So I have a rice pot here that I am going to spray, and I did a little bit of practice research the other day. I used some chicken broth instead of water when I made rice. And I sprayed it like I just did, and it's stuck in the bottom. So I recommend, the rice says to use water. If you are going to use a chicken broth in your rice, I would recommend that you only do 1 cup and do 1 cup of water to go with it. Put it in, hit the start button, that'll start to melt. And the butter, lots of times, isn't on anybody's recipe for the rice. That's just something we like to do. It really tastes better. Now, we need to do some chicken breast and go through things. So the chicken breasts, I have to cut them up. You could also do this with thighs if you want. Now, for spices, all these spices are going to go in this bowl. So let's go through them really fast, and that'll just clear everything out. So the first thing is some Pam. I'm spraying, even though it's a Teflon pan, and they say you don't need to spray your Teflon pans. I also have a cookie sheet, which is going to be for the chicken, and cookie sheet, which is going to be for vegetables. So I spray those as well. I spray everything. Okay, now let's get into our mix. Here's our bowl. Lemon juice. I have it all measured out. And garlic. I'm using the roasted garlic. This is really best for this type of recipe. Spices. You need to use some kind of spice. I have listed in the show notes a Trader Joe recipe spice that you can get if you have a Trader Joe near you. However, I didn't get that. I had this one here. This is just an apple wood, and it says that it's good for beef and pork and poultry. So I'm using that. Soy sauce. The last time we ordered soy sauce, we got low sodium. It is so much better. You'll definitely want to stick with low sodium soy sauce. And if your soy sauce is too salty, it doesn't hurt to mix that with a little bit of water to dilute it. Okay, now, lots of Asian recipes want you to use sugar. And of course, as diabetics, we don't want to use sugar. We want to use cinnamon. So you can substitute cinnamon where it says to use sugar. And we all love cinnamon, and according to some research, cinnamon is good for you. You can check that out on your own. All of these measurements are right down there where it says subscribe, and then you'll see the more button, and that's where all the listings for all the ingredients and all the measurements. But I'm doing all equal measurements on these dried spices. For me, a palm is about a tablespoon. And I tend to underspice things. I kind of follow Greek spicing, even though I'm Italian. And that's a little less spicy. Now, this is pink Himalayan salt. I wouldn't use a real lot of this. I would salt like you normally salt things. Let's check on this. I hear it bubbling over here. Okay. What's nice is when you lift the lid off, it stops. Here's my water. And the rice. Don't even have to stir it or anything at this point. Put the lid back on, make sure it's seated, hit the start button, and just a little bit, that'll be done. Okay, black pepper. I need black pepper. And I'm putting in a bit of black pepper because I do want the black pepper taste. This should be the last one. This should be the cumin. So if I can get it open here. Now cumin can be a little strong, so I'm not using a lot of it. Alright, that's cleared off the whole island here. Looks like we're about ready to go with this. So give that a mix. Now, one of the other ingredients is going to be vegetables in this recipe. And you can cut up all kinds of vegetables. Any vegetable you could think of would be good on this, including okra, which is something I used one time. Tastes like styrofoam, but I made a recipe with it. So what I did for this, to show you've worked all day, you come home, you gotta cook something up for the family, I bought a package out of the frozen food section. This particular one is made by Pick Sweet Farms, and this is vegetables for roasting. This is halved Brussels sprouts, butternut squash, and onions. So that should be really delicious. And these things are all simple. All you're going to do is preheat the oven to like 425, 450, and follow the instructions on the bag for whatever you buy, or just cut up a bunch of onions and carrots and whatever you want to put in there. Just cook it at about 425. Chicken you cook at 350 to 400. So remember, you're cooking your chicken hotter than you normally would this time. So be aware of that and be a little more careful, keeping an eye on your chicken. Of course, have a digital read thermometer, so you make sure your chicken is over 160, 165 when it's done. Okay, now we have that all set. Let's get these vegetables out of here. I am going to put the vegetables on this tray, and I am going to try to do the vegetables this time without aluminum foil, because last time I used aluminum foil, I didn't even really need it. So I think as long as you don't burn things, you probably don't need it. So there we go, just like that. Just use a chef's knife. Chefs use the chef's knife for everything. There you go. Okay. And then I'll throw this in the oven. Next is the chicken. Let's get these in the pan. I need some oil, don't I? And you can use all different kinds of oil. Here's grapeseed oil. You can use avocado oil, peanut oil, a couple of tablespoons. These new pans, nothing really sticks to them. Alright, that heated up. I'm going down to medium. I don't cook on high. Okay, just gotta watch, make sure the fire don't go out. Now, season side down. And I'm not really cooking them at this point. This is just to brown them up. Now you can completely cook these in the frying pan if you want to stand here and do that. It only takes a few minutes on each side. Of course, use your digital thermometer. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to brown them up, and then I'm going to cut them and put them on the cookie sheet in the oven. Okay, it's time to turn these over. So I have some new clean tongs. These are browning up. They look pretty good. They probably capture some of the oil. You know, every single pan you have, the oil runs out to one side or another, even though you try to level your island and your stove. These new tongs are so nice. These are really lightweight. I got them from the dollar store. I didn't order these first though. I went there to go try to buy these, and I ended up getting these instead. This came in a 3-pack from Amazon, and they're real heavy and they were real expensive. They're nice, okay, they're worth the money. I'm not gonna say, you know, that the expensive stuff from Amazon isn't worth it, but I will tell you this, these are pretty nice. I mean, these were like $1 a piece at the dollar store, and unless they break sometime in the real near future, these are my favorite. Okay, now we need to check temperature on these. You know, the first side you do on chicken, you do the longest. If you're gonna do 2, 3, 4 minutes for whatever size chicken you're cooking. The second side, when you flip them over, you only do a couple minutes on them. Okay? Same thing with steaks when you're cooking steaks. (112 degrees), so these are definitely not cooked. So we're still good, we're safe. We're not going to overcook these. I have the veggies already in there because the veggies need the 450 where these only need 350 to 375 to cook. We don't need as much heat to cook these. So let's go ahead and start. I'll get another tray and get this ready. So the plan is to go ahead and let's turn these off. Don't be afraid to turn your stove on and off as you're working and cooking. It really makes your life so much easier. You know, if it gets too hot, go ahead and turn off your stove. Now, knife has been washed and put back already. That reminds me of the guy that had the housekeeper that was so proficient. He got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and while he was gone, his housekeeper made his bed. And I don't have a person to wash and do the dishes. That's Barb and me. Okay, you want these roughly bite size, and I cut them in about 1 inch wide, and then I just cut one down the center. Now these have to go in here like that, and then we're going to turn them around. Let's see what we'll use here. We'll use a spoon. Come around in here like this. Now, let's grab our cookie sheet. It's all laid out on here. Just like this. And let's throw it in the oven. It's time. The timer is telling me my vegetables are done. I will be willing to bet the chicken is done too, so let's check it. You know, that 450 is hot when you open that oven. And I used to fight fires which were over 500. I tell you, it smells delicious. Wow. Let's check the temperature. Okay, we need over 160, 165. We would not want those in there another minute longer. So let's get our vegetables out. Vegetables look really good. This is what they look like. Now, let's get a plate. nice. I like to use my ladle so I get like a nice big circle right in the middle here. Just like that. Put the lid on, it's in the warming mode so it'll stay warm. And we'll get some more things here. Here's a brand new spatula that I ordered. You know, a hamburger spatula is at more of an angle than other spatulas. So this one here is a hamburger spatula. See a nice angle it's at? And you know, if you made more and extra of that mix, you could pour that on top here. Not that I think you need it, because I think this is going to be pretty tasty. But if you enjoy seeing cooking shows and watching me cook, here's a couple more just like it.